Hello you lovely people, it's Alex from ASC. Technically it's a Snap on Tuesday, but we're in the future, it's a Wednesday today. Sorry I missed a video yesterday. I've had, happy Easter everyone by the way, hope you had a good weekend. We should over here in the UK have, it's kind of like a 4-day weekend, but Muggins here worked all of it, including, I think I was here till gone 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday finishing a car. So I've been dead to the world, dead tired. I also picked up that weird virus that's going around. So although I've not thrown up yet, I don't feel 100%. So excuse me if I sound a bit funny. I've got a nice big ulcer on my tongue as well, which is making me lisp. Right, what have we got to talk about? I've been asked by a couple of people to do some bits and bobs, which I will do. I'll always try and oblige when I can. So we're going to do some flyer talk, Snap-on flyer talk. We're going to do some tool talk. We're going to do products and bits and bobs. I've got some new bits to show you, some bits to talk about. So we're going to get straight into the video because, like my comment said the other day. Sitting down listening to somebody talk about what they had for breakfast before they get on with something, it kind of does you nutting, doesn't it? So we're going to get straight into it. So first off, what should we talk about first? The flyer? Should we do the flyer first? Here he is. And then we'll go over some other stuff. Right, let's find my chair. Sorry, I'm spinning you around, everyone. Yeah, like a free circus ride. Right, let's just roll over here. Where can I put you? Where we're going to see. This will work, I think. Let's put you in the toolbox. There we go. Right, so this month's flyer. It's weird, isn't it? Some Snap-on flyers get really good. Excuse me. Some just are a bit weak. This one is one of those. It's not that brilliant. If you're into your Snap-on stuff, chances are you've already got a lot of this stuff anyway, and they just kind of sell it to you again monthly, which, is a nightmare. Plus the fact that they run these things for 2 weeks at a time, so you just get the same stuff. So on this month's flyer, or this kind of second week's flyer, new one next week. You've got, obviously, you can upgrade your Snap-on diagnostic to a Zeus, and you get a free Traxxas Bronco. To be fair, it's not really an offer, and I don't think many of the people that are going to upgrade a few £1,000s for the diagnostics are going to be fussed about a remote control car. Could be wrong, but not my cup of tea. Some different designs on the boxes. First page, you've got, there we go, can we see this? Hang on, let me open it so you're not getting right through the back of it. So first page, you've got some torches, under bonnet lights, rechargeables. Again, unless you're really into a torch, I don't really think it needs a whole page of torches. Bushing pushes, bearing and bush push tool. You've got Torx Allen keys, hex Allen keys, some tap and rethreading kits. Little bit driver, you get a free set. I think the other set that you get, the bigger set, is actually better quality, and you get more of them. Multi-charging station, a plastic tool trolley, like a tool cart. It's 129 quid. If you're going to spend that kind of money on it, you're going to get the metal one anyway, so I doubt you'd spend £100 on a plastic trolley. Then you've got Blue Point sets, some kind of starter sets. Again, kind of for a proper mechanic with a setup like I've got. Sorry, I said proper mechanic, that's a lie. I'm an engineer. But even still, this kind of stuff, I mean, it's no real good to me. I've already got all of that and more, so, it's not, bit poor. Long screwdriver, flexible driver, you've got your pry bars, you've got your ratchets, extension ratchets, some pliers, some cutters, some metal snips, a thermal scanner, digital caliper, and then you've got the extra duty air hammer and puller kit and some more cuts. This month arriving the Multi-Probe Ultra. Again, it's a bit namby-pamby. It's kind of like the IT guy got hold of it and was like, you know, let's punt out this, do some different stuff, Snap-on. This flyer is, I say, some weeks it's good, some weeks it's not, and this is a bit of a poor one. I don't know whether you guys have seen the new scanner. I've got obviously this one, which I love and I do use a lot, but the new one, this one wasn't cheap, don't get me wrong, this one wasn't cheap, but the new one, it's got a bigger screen on it and it's got some different kind of fading out functions, so when you're looking at stuff it can kind of give you like the heat signature around the outside and leave the center bit normal, or the other way round. But the price of it is, I think it was like 500 or 600 quid, or maybe more, but even no, I think it's more than that. I think it's like 800 pounds, I forget. But anyway, the new scanner is a lot of money, and frankly the old one does exactly the same. Don't lose the plot, Snap-on. Come on, get with the tool game, because you know, I say the flyer this week is pretty poor. And as much as I love Snap-on stuff, you know, I take one look at it and I'm like, yeah, I've got that. As many multi-year, you know, under the belt mechanics are going to look at it and go, yeah, great, I've already got impacts. You know, do something different. Show us something nice that's going to make us go, I'm a Snap-on super fan. I want one of them. Let's buy one of them. But yeah, pretty weak. So next thing I was asked to do was talk about my power stuff that I use. I have various things around the shop. Obviously, you know, my job is car electronics and audio. So let's go over here. Let's start over here. So first off, jet wash, power tool, my air compressor. I've got 2 jet washers. This one's just given up the ghost. I'm going to go back to Stanley and get them to warranty it, but I've bought another one anyway, because I mean, let's be honest, who likes a dirty car? The Old Faithful drill. Sorry, my tongue's giving me some jip. My Old Faithful drill. I've had Makita drills for, gosh, best part of 18 years, and I love them. If you're going to get a drill, get a Makita drill. They just, I don't know, there's something about them, the way they feel, the way they work. It's never let me down, unlike my Snap-on drill, which I bought a rather expensive drill back in the day. It was like 500 quid, and the guy sold it to me, my old Snap-on dealer. This is not Jody. My old Snap-on dealer sold it to me on the prowess that it had metal gearing in it and it was going to be stronger than any other drill. I need warranty it and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, it failed within 6 months. The drill sort of mech inside here, you could hear the motor going, but the gearbox that transferred the torque forward, that failed, and it was making all sorts of weird crunching noises. He basically told me to get knotted, said that he wouldn't warranty it, and I was left with a £500 broken drill after 6 months. I don't think Jody would do that to me. He'd look after me, but even still makes me kind of a bit dubious to get another one. So Makita's kind of my go-to drill. I do love that. Also, one of these, Dremel. You know, we all know what that is. Very, very handy for cutting small bits of plastic, trimming, polishing, whatever you need to do with it. Then we've got the trusty drill press, pillar drill, potato, whatever you want to call it. Don't get het up on it. Bench grinder. I use this quite a lot for sorting out plastic trims, fixtures, fixings, you know, grinding off screws, things like that. A little tip as well, I'm just going to show you this. On the grinding wheel, get a file, take one side of it out, so you've got a 45 and then you've got a straight edge. It just gives you scope for using lots of different things when you're kind of trimming plastic or you need to get in a little area. It's kind of a useful way of having something solid in a certain curve or a shape that you can get into it. You know, many different tools can be used for lots of different things, and it's just how you use that makes it a better tool. Does that make sense? Drill, charging station we've done. My Porter cable router turned up. So I've bought the 810. I think it's the 810 or 890. I forget. Anyway, did it say on it? I was going to do my nutting now. Anyway, I've got I think it's the 810 or the 890. It's one of those. I'm sure you'll correct me. It's into my Craig router lift. There we go. I've just ordered all the tables and stuff so I can make my kind of kitchenette work area. So dead excited about that. It is obviously an American plug, so it is running 110. I'm going to run it through a transformer, which doesn't bother me because actually compared to some of the rotors, this is actually really good quality. It feels heavy, it feels weighty, and obviously Mark on Car Audio Fabrication uses one or three, and he gets on great with it. So we're going to give it a go. I've also got a you know, the router with the push down thingy, one of those, loose one of those, the adjustable router. I've got one of those too. It's going to come to me in a minute. I'm going to blurt that one out. I'll remember the name of it in a minute. You're probably sitting there going, oh, it's this at the screen, but I can't hear you, so you're not obviously shouting loud enough. Various torches, which you know about. Other stuff in the Snap-on arsenal. I've got sanders, jigsaws, heat guns, grinders, glue guns, and then my mechanical stuff on the Snap-on side of things. Screwdriver type gun bit driver set. Obviously the torch is not really a power tool, but you know what I mean. Quarter drive ratchet electric 14.4, very useful. 90-degree snap-on drill. I do actually love this thing as much as I was cussing the other drill that I had. This thing is actually a lifesaver, gets in really tight spaces. My trusty snap-on saw. If you noticed, I have actually cut down the blade on this one, just so I can use it a bit like a turning saw. Sometimes I can get in tight spaces with it, more like a skill saw, you know, like a thinner end, so you're turning it and not ripping plastic apart. My little bit driver, 90 degrees, more like a ratchet, but again, for getting in tight spaces when you need to wind out like a speaker screw and that's dead handy. 3/8 gun, 14.4. This thing is kind of probably what I use most often. You can see the wear on it, but I use that thing more than anything. And then I've obviously got the extended 3/8 normal ratchet. So that's kind of, I think, for the power tool side of things, that's all I use. Vacuum, I don't really need much else. Most of it's just the guns and things like that for speeding up the process. My drill press, not really a power tool. That's kind of the stuff I have in the shop. I don't think I've got anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Right, what to show you. Stuff's ordered from JE in America, so the Lotus build is coming on. I paid the custom charges on it last night, so I'm just waiting on my idler pulleys to come in. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow, and I can get cracking on the engine. There is a Lotus show coming up, I think it's next month at Castle Combe, and I would love to get the Lotus there. So we'll see how we get on with that. I'm not going to rush it, but if I've got a month to kind of get the engine built and at least driving, I can get it down there. That'd be kind of cool. Today we've had a Mazda MX-5 in the newer shape, or a Miata for my American followers. This thing we did a Pioneer in it the other day. Actually, let me show you that. I'll have to be quick because I don't know where the volume is, so we'll try and mute the radio quickly. So it's got the latest style dash in it. Just let it warm up. Change in a minute. So yeah, Pioneer's in there. There we go. So it's got the steering controls active, it's got the fascia kit. This one originally has the Bose system in it. I really don't like any of the aftermarket, I really don't like any of the standard upgrades. Harman Kardon, Bose, Bang & Olufsen. It's never really appealed to me. I think the stuff is it's always kind of geared via budget, not quality. That's why I like going to the aftermarket side of things, because they kind of their job is to do something nice. All right, yes, they're still governed by a budget, but I think price will come second as to, they'll make something and go, this is our speaker, it does X, by the way, we're going to price it at such and such, rather than a manufacturer going to somebody and saying, you know, we've got 5 million cars, we need speakers for all of them, can you make something at, you know, 3p a car? So I don't like this Bose stuff that you get. It for me, paper cones, never a good idea in a car or a wet environment. Obviously the weight of this will swell up and take on water, which means the speaker's then heavier, which means the magnet's doing more work, which means the speaker's slower. So the sound can be a bit, you know, you can see the rot that's sort of happening with the cone. So it had the tweeter at the top of the door, and then in the bottom it comes with this, which is like a reverse subwoofer. So for anyone that's looking at this thinking, what the hell is that? So this goes in the door, it's like a mid driver which will add bass. This is the magnet, that's actually the speaker. So what it does is it kind of works in reverse. So this magnet obviously will pull on the speaker diaphragm itself, and the speaker, can you see there, will move in and out. But what happens is the sound actually comes back out of this side into the car, but they reverse the magnet on it so that it's thinner, so you can get basically a bigger speaker in a smaller space. Bose do this with some stuff. I'm not a fan. I really don't like these things. Once they get wet and corroded, I say, as soon as any kind of, and this has like a boot, like a water cover on it, and it's still gone. Once you start turning up the volume, it kind of loses itself. A spider crawling up my leg. Get off. Yeah, it loses itself. When it rains, the stereo cuts out. When it dries out, it starts playing again. That's no good. So what we did is we put some Hertz speakers in it. They're my kind of entry-level speaker, the Hertz Unos. Now, that's not to say that there's nothing wrong with Hertz, and they're, you know, they're basic enough that I use them as my budget range. What I want to say to you is that they are good enough to be my budget range, but they don't cost a lot of money. Some of them do, but I use these Uno sets. So the Mazda's got these in the doors. Polyurethane, obviously, you know, nice ring. The speaker's really well built. It's what I use in my test board as well. I've got some 10 centimeters in here. These ones here. I absolutely love them. I think they're really good for the money that they are. They make double the price expensive speakers sound bad. Do you know what I mean? They're that good quality. So if you want some cheap speakers, I say cheap, no, that's the wrong word. If you want some lower price speakers, try the Hertz Uno range, because they are very, very good as an entry level speaker. What else? Chaser news. So nothing technically has moved on with the insurance company, although I did email the customer service people over the weekend, and they've I was kind of looking into I know we touched on this before with regards to the insurance ombudsman or the financial ombudsman. What they basically can do is they can step in if you're not getting the sort of, not really the service, but the reply you want, or the answer that you want, or the outcome that you want for whatever's going on with the car. If you feel you're being unjust, they can step in, and if they find that you have been treated not necessarily by the letter of the law, but unfairly, they can step in and they can actually fine the company up to £150,000. Now, I was reading lots of stuff on their website about sort of setting up letters and talking to people, and I must give them the chance, as in Adrian Flux, I must give them the chance first to correct their mistake and do something about my car. So I wrote them a letter, I read through everything, and they're basically talking about like a turnaround time of answers of 8 weeks. Well, obviously, it's been 2 months since I last spoke to them with regards to the report coming out, the comparison report, to say that my car was damaged worse than her car, and therefore they're saying that that doesn't make sense, I must be trying it on. Obviously the car's worth more than the car that hit it. So basically, yeah, so I sent them this really bad email saying, you know, if you don't do something, I am going to the ombudsman. I've had enough. And I will, you know, not pretty much see you in court, but if the ombudsman finds in my favour, they're going to owe me a lot of money. It won't just be fixing the car. They'll be paying for compensation and everything. Well, sure enough, I think I kind of worded it correctly by picking out what they were saying on the letters and things like that, because I'm not a solicitor, you know, that, like I said before about paperwork and things like that, goes right over my head. So I was careful what I wrote. But I dropped some nuggets of wisdom in there, and sure enough, they jumped to it today. So I've got them on the case. There's two people, one from Adrian Flux and one from another company. I think it's called CoPlus. They're basically got a foot up their ass, and they're on the case now. So they are chasing and chasing and chasing. They have agreed with me and said, the other insurance company have basically said, you know, your car's too expensive. The damage was not that much. Why is it so expensive? Blah, 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 blah. And they've now basically turned around to them and gone, yes, it's an expensive car. You've hit a fiberglass bumper. You've gone through the fiberglass bumper, done loads of damage. The price is the price. Fix the car. So that's where we're at. So they are now moving. They are now chasing it up. I'm just waiting for them to kind of make an offer, fix the car, whatever. But anyway, that's that. What else? I think that's about it. Had some drone flying this week. Had some good shots of the drone stuff. I'm quite tempted to do a video in the Chaser, and kind of show you, take you out on a drive. But I don't know. I may be giving the police evidence to lock me up, so it's probably not a wise idea because I do drive it spirited. Plunge router, hey, there you go. Plunge router, the one that goes up and down, yeah, that one. Sorry, just popped into my head. Sometimes I'm a gibbering idiot, but you know, you get the point. I think that's about it. I don't think we've got anything else to discuss. I'm walking around looking at stuff thinking in a minute I'll go, I know what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I think that's it for this Snap on Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got the norovirus feeling. Have you ever had it? It's weird. You kind of feel semi-pissed. You feel hungover and like really wishy-washy and not really with it. But you're not drunk. You just, it's, you know, it's like there's no energy. You just feel really, really dead. Almost, you know, it's not a nice feeling. I really want the thing to go away, and my ulcer on my tongue. But yeah, sorry guys, I can't think of anything else we need to discuss. I've probably waffled on way too long. What time is it? It's nearly 6 o'clock, so it's home time for me. I'm going to go home. Hope you all had a lovely Easter, and I will see you next Tuesday. I will try and get it on time, but you really didn't want to see me yesterday. I was hanging out my arse. If you want anything answered, if you've got any questions or queries, put them in the comments below. I will do my utmost, obviously, to answer them as best I can. And I think we are there. Hopefully we shall have an update on the Camaro next time we talk. I have been doing some wiring to it. The guy is taking the other people to court. He's written some bad letters to the company that sold him the car. He is following it up. So we shall have some Camaro news next week, and hopefully some tool purchases if Snap-on give us a decent flyer with stuff we can buy. And maybe I'll get the Lotus engine in. Lots to do. So little time. You know how it goes. I will see you soon. Have a good Snap on Tuesday. Bye.